Hi everyone, my name is Anabel. I'm from Hong Kong, and today I'll be sharing my experience that I had in Korea. For a very long time, I struggled to connect to true parents, especially true mother. I was more of a person who find it easier to connect with our heavenly parents throughout my prayer. So even before going to Korea, I tried to understand more about True Mother by doing Handeokye, reading Jeonpungmukyeong, especially about True Mother's life experiences. And one day when I was in Albania witnessing, I had a dream about True Mother telling me to go to Korea, but she didn't tell me why. And so when STF finally went to Korea, I had an experience when we visited Chongpadong, which is the church where true parents had their holy wedding. I was so determined that I knew I had to go to True Mother's room in order to have a breakthrough in our relationship. But then it was actually quite frustrating because I wanted to connect to True Mother so bad, but I just couldn't. And looking at people having all these heartfelt prayers in every part of Chongpadong even made me feel worse about myself, and I just had to find a place alone so I can kind of reflect on how I should be connecting to true parents. And so I sat down on a bench in the yard, and somehow I remembered that someone told me if you wanted to connect to true parents, there's one way to connect to true parents is through connecting with true children. And so I started praying to Hyojin, the eldest son of true parents, and I asked him how am I supposed to connect to True Mother as a daughter. He actually struggled with connecting to true parents because I knew true parents weren't always with true children. And so I felt Hyojin was telling me that it's something that takes time, and he offered to go to True Mother's room with me. I don't know if it was actually him, but at first I sat in front of True Mother's picture and I couldn't lift up my head and look at her. But when I finally did, True Mother's face was just glowing with light, and as soon as I looked up, I felt this love and warmth that surrounded me, and I just couldn't help but to stare at her picture for 5 minutes straight, and it was such an amazing experience. And when I finally kind of settled down and calmed down, I told True Mother this was all thanks to my hyungnim, Hyojin, if he was actually there. And suddenly I felt a slap on the back of my head saying, of course, I was there. What are you talking about? And yes, I'm actually really grateful that I got to have such experience. This wasn't the only thing that happened in Korea, but even though we couldn't meet True Mother when we visited, but there were still so many people, elder members and yonanim, that welcomed us on behalf of True Mother and gave us so much love through their testimony and of course their food. And when I look back now, I finally understood why True Mother told me to go to Korea, just so that I can receive her love. And I was really grateful that through this experience I was able to finally break through my relationship with True Mother.